Hello and welcome to the 1.97 development server. In this video I will be giving a brief preview of the Kamov 29 Helix-B and the Kamov 52 Alligator, the two helicopters that are forming the new Kamov branch of the Russian helicopter tech tree in War Thunder. So starting off with the first of the two helicopters, the Kamov 29. This is a fairly simple little helicopter currently placed at Tier 6 BR 9.7 with only 6 loadout options featuring gun pods, unguided rockets and anti-tank guided missiles. Now the Ka-29 lacks systems such as radar warning receiver and missile approach warning, and the helicopter also lacks a thermal sight, but aside from that it does have a few positives. It gets a considerable amount of flares, 256 to be exact, though of course, due to the lack of a missile approach warning system, these will need to be manually deployed. The Ka-29 can also carry 8 9M114 Sherturm anti-tank guided missiles. Now these only have 560mm of penetration, but they are supersonic missiles and can be fired from a range of 5 km, allowing for fairly fast strikes from a safe distance. Now these ATGMs cannot be locked onto a target, but simply stabilizing your sight should be helpful enough to allow you to hit your target effectively. The Kamov 29 also has a fixed 7.62mm revolver cannon in the compartment in the nose, and even gets a dedicated view mode for this gun. You also have the possibility to mount a 2A42 30mm cannon that can pen up to 82mm of armor. This is mounted above the left stub wing and is a Tier 4 modification for the helicopter. No air-to-air missiles does mean that enemy aircraft are going to be a bit of an issue with this one, and the lack of radar and missile warnings means that you will have to keep your eye out for potential enemy ground unit threats, such as anti-aircraft vehicles. To essentially sum it up, it is a fairly simple little helicopter, and I really wouldn't be surprised if it perhaps went down from its current 9.7 BR to something more like 9.0 or 9.3 in the near future. So now moving on to the Tier 7 on the Kamov branch, the Kamov 52 Alligator. This is of course a further development of the Kamov Ka-50 Black Shark, and this helicopter is currently placed at Tier 7 BR 10.0, although I do personally think that it should, and it probably will, be moved up to 10.3. The Kamov 52 has a considerable range of weaponry, both Vic-Air anti-tank guided missiles, which have 10 km of range, 1000mm of pen, and a proximity fuse, or 9M120M Attacker ATGMs, which have 8 km of range with 950mm of pen. Two very good missiles there, both of which can be mounted up to 12 of. Now you can also take S8KO or S13DF unguided rockets, the latter of which are a personal favourite of mine. Also Igla air-to-air missiles, of which 4 can be used. They will be very useful in ground RB for combating enemy aircraft. And of course standard Russian 23mm gun pods, of which you can mount 4 of, giving you a pretty good amount of firepower if you wish to use them. The fixed gun is a 2A42 30mm cannon, same gun that can be used on the Ka-29 and the Ka-50, and again able to pen up to 82mm of armor with its ground target rounds. In terms of additional systems, the Ka-52 has pretty much everything. 256 flares with a missile approach warning system for automatic deployment, a radar warning receiver system, and an infrared or thermal sight, which will be great help for spotting long-range targets. Even a radar which can be operated in either air-to-ground mode or air-to-air mode, with 2 ranges being available for your radar in both modes. The air-to-ground mode also has a focus setting to make the radar's field of view either narrower or wider up to a certain degree. Now I've not had much time to learn how to use this radar system, but I will certainly focus on it a bit more during my live server look at the vehicle once it's been fully released and I've had time to familiarise myself with the Ka-52 systems. The Ka-52 also has 2 camouflage options, standard camouflage tone and then also a multicolour camouflage tone. Little touch that I do appreciate is of course having more camouflages on some helicopters. Unfortunately though, for both of these helicopters, the 52 and the 29, neither of them have received a fully detailed cockpit model, although hopefully in the future that is something that can be added. The flight characteristics of both of these helis are of course very similar to the already in-game Ka-50 Black Shark, as they of course share the traditional Kamov coaxial rotor design. Of course though, the 29 is a bit slower due to its slightly more draggy design. Anyway though, that was just my quick look into the new Kamov branch line for the Russians in War Thunder. Of course I will return to these helicopters after the live release of this update to get a closer look at both of them in a bit more detail, and after I've had time to familiarise myself with the systems of each individual helicopter. Anyways, that will be it from me. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, please consider dropping a like, and if you do wish to see more videos like this, as well as my live server reviews of both of these helicopters, do feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.